Hey guys, this is Steve Ramos from buildingsarecool.com, and this is video number 10 of our house edition. And starting this video at the same location that I started videos 3 and 9. And so what you can see is the biggest kind of transformation of our house is this big opening, which was an exterior wall. We used to have a door and a window here. And now we have an opening that extends into what is going to be our dining room. So before, and actually still now, we have our dining room table here that's parallel to our island because it was really the only way it would fit. So when we have company, we pull the dining room table out. But now we're going to be able to take this table and move it into what is now going to be our dining room. And we just completed week 14. And we are very close to being done. The remaining things that have to occur on the interior are painting. There's a few miscellaneous trim items, but they'll be able to finish that all this week. And then there's just landscaping on the exterior of the house. And I wanted to point out something that we feel like is pretty cool. There is a big wooden steel beam that's hidden behind this trim. And there's also a steel angle holding up the brick. And I wanted to kind of express that in kind of an interesting way. So this is birch veneer plywood that is basically covering up what's behind here and just making a big kind of significant threshold. We're going to stain this. I'm not sure what color just quite yet, but we're thinking something black or something darker that might match our cabinets in the kitchen. And we're going to leave the brick exposed. And then we decided to do an exposed duct for the air conditioning and heating in this room. Originally, this duct was going to be hidden in a soffit, but I realized that the soffit was going to be very big and bulky, and I thought that the room would just seem taller and that the duct would be interesting to look at, so we decided to keep it exposed. So this wall is going to be kind of the feature wall, and we decided that everything else, the ceilings, the window trim, door casing, and the walls are going to be white. So we'll really kind of feature this, but also feature the art that we're going to have in the room. This is what we've called the office, the bedroom, the architectural man cave. Our dog Buckminster really likes this room, so he's kind of taken claim to it because he can see what's going on outside really well. But this room is really great, and I've talked about it in other videos, that it just gets really good natural light. And so here we are, I guess, in November, it's about 10 o'clock in the morning, and the light's just really good in this room. And just like the dining room, we have the exposed brick on this wall. This is a structural column that we also have trimmed out with birch veneer plywood, so we're going to stain that as well. And then again, we have that exposed ductwork. And then, again, the walls, the ceilings, the door trim, the window trim, it's all going to be painted white. And I think it's going to have a nice, really clean look. The flooring went in this week. This is bamboo, and it's the same bamboo flooring we have in the rest of our house. And this is just pine trim, 6-inch or 1x6 baseboard, which also will match what we have in the existing house. And that will all be painted white. And that's about it for this room. It's really just priming and 2 coats of painting that has to occur. And I wanted to show you a couple more things in the kitchen. This is our little bar nook, and I just realized a couple weeks ago that it's not going to be deep enough to get a wine fridge. That was my plan all along, to fit a wine fridge, but it's not going to be deep enough, so I think we'll just perhaps put in some cabinets or just some shelves. And it'll just be, nobody will ever know that we're supposed to have a wine fridge. And back to the kitchen. This kitchen was built during our first renovation when we bought the house, but we did do a few upgrades to the kitchen. We replaced this island countertop with something that was bigger with this white quartz. We shifted these lights because the counter was only about this wide. The lights were centered on it, but when we made the counter wider, they weren't centered, so we had the electricians move these this week, so obviously those holes need to get patched up. But we also had this tile installed on our backsplash. We never had tile on our backsplash before. It was just the painted sheetrock, and this was a project that I always said I would do, install tile. And since we were 2 years into this and I still hadn't done it yet, I decided I better just pay somebody to do it while we had a contractor here. So this is just glass tile, and I liked the glass because it had like a little bit of depth to it. And I think it just gives it a nice little punch, and was like the last piece to our kitchen here. And then last but not least is this little room in the back, which I've never showed you guys before, but this is part of the addition. This room, we initially were referring to it as our mud room, but it doesn't really have laundry or a sink, so we've since changed the name to our pantry. And it's got a lot of junk in it right now. But we have some base cabinets here. And then we're going to get a second refrigerator to be in this little nook here. So this is a sign that we are becoming old people and that one of our aspirations is to have a second refrigerator. So now we can go to Costco and do all that fun stuff. And one little thing up on the ceiling here, this is a mini split heating and air conditioner. So this is the unit that is going to provide air conditioning and heating to the 3 rooms that are in the addition. So this room, the dining room, and the front office. And it's a ceiling mounted mini split, and it's actually ducted. A lot of mini splits you see don't have a duct. They're just direct, they vent directly into a room. So this one's a little unique. And we had to provide access panels to the units so that it can be maintained. So there's going to be a big wooden panel here that we'll paint to match the ceiling, and it'll have a return grill in it. And then this access panel here allows for maintenance of the unit. So, and again, you can see here, this was the exterior wall, so we have the same exterior exposed brick. So, and then this is a new door that goes out to our back parking area. So we will use this when we enter the house from the back. And then this is porcelain tile, and it's the same tile that we have in our bathroom here. So we got that to match, and it kind of looks like gray wood, and it's just a nice kind of clean look that we liked. And I think that's about it. And just one last thing I wanted to point out is again, the bamboo floor. We had bamboo in the existing house, and we were able to get the same bamboo in the new house. And when I initially talked to my contractor, Frankie Rogers with Rogers Custom Builders, because they had to build this new slab, I said, if you can get these floors to line up and be continuous, you'll be my hero. So I now have a new hero, and I owe Frankie Rogers a great deal because it's a very seamless transition, and people will never know that this was an addition. So that's it from the Ramos household.